Today we're going to be doing another how-to build video, and in this one we're going to take a look at how to make a duck shoot minigame. Now you may have seen this sort of thing at fun fairs and other bits and pieces like that. Essentially you have a bunch of ducks that travel across in front of you, and you have to shoot them with an air rifle, or occasionally, because we live in the future now, you have to shoot them with a laser gun, which is really quite exciting. Now as you can see behind me, I've done a tiny bit of decoration. This is the empty shell of the duck shoot area that we're going to be building today, and I have to say, I'm no builder, but I'm pretty proud of this thing. As you can see, we've got some fence posts out the front to stop us getting too close. Then we've got some spruce wood walls going up the side like that. And inside we've got some grass going across here. We've got two gaps to make way for all of the ducks that are going to be traveling across. Out the back we've got a fake sky, and then the roof is like this slightly arched design. I quite like it, and if you do want to copy this exact design, then I'll put a blank world download down in the description if you want to. Alternatively, you can take some screenshots and you can copy off of those. But anyway, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this up into the sky so we have plenty of access to do all the redstone, and we'll fill it up with all of the gadgets. For those of you who aren't using this design, we have got a 5 block deep by 7 block wide space, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place a chest right in the center there. So that's in the middle of our 7 wide area, and we're going to take out this block right here and the block behind it as well, and place a line of hoppers just making its way across the back like that. Then in the center we're going to place hoppers traveling up like this, and in this one we're going to place another hopper up at the top like that, and then we're going to throw in a bunch of hoppers making their way across on both sides. So hoppers going across like that, and hoppers on this side as well, and hoppers traveling across here, as well as some extra hoppers on this side too. Now in this corner we're going to be placing in a dispenser, and in this corner we're going to be placing in our dispenser, and then you need 2 powered rails and a bunch of regular rails traveling off over here, and then the same thing on the other side, so 2 powered rails there, and then a bunch of regular rails on this side as well. Now we need to create the mist duck collection system. So the way that we do that is just by popping around the back here, placing in a slab with a chest on the back of that one, then you need to run a hopper into the back of that, with a minecart rail on top, any old block down at the bottom, some sand, a cactus, and then any old block on top. Now that will stop our cactus from growing, because we don't really want that from happening. And the reason that we've built this system right here is so if you miss a minecart, it will travel along like this, it will hit the cactus, it will be broken by that, and then it will drop down into the chest, which is perfect. So now we need to recreate exactly the same thing on the other side with just 1 or 2 changes. We just need to place in a block with our chest down at the bottom right here, and then a hopper running directly into the top of that one. Once again, a minecart rail on the top, and then we need our slab, our sand, our cactus, and then our slab. Time to do a little bit of redstone wiring. The first thing we've got to do is pop over to the left hand side. We're going to place a block next to this dispenser, but down by 1 block. Then some redstone dust like that, a block down the bottom here, and then a redstone torch running into that one. Then we need to place 3 blocks just making their way across like this. So 1, 2, 3, and then a block down at the bottom here, and place redstone on top of all 4 of those blocks, just like that. Now we need to repeat something fairly similar on this side, but we just need to place a block down at the bottom, and then 3 blocks making their way across like this, a block there, and then a block up like this with a redstone torch running directly into the bottom of this dispenser right here. Then we need a bunch of redstone making its way across just like that. Now both of these inputs are going to be hooked up into our randomizer, which is going to be controlling which duck fires when. To build the randomizer, all you have to do is place 2 blocks up like this, then you need to place 2 blocks running into them. So a repeater right there, and then a repeater on this side as well. In between these 2 blocks, you just want to place in a sticky piston, and then out the back here, you want to place a line of blocks with redstone dust on top of all of those. Then running into that redstone, you just want to place a comparator. Then you're going to have to clear out a few blocks here to make space, but you want to place a dropper facing upwards with a hopper running back down into it. Then inside that dropper, you want to place a stackable item, like a piece of redstone dust, and 1 non-stackable item, like a sword, or a hoe, or a piece of armor, or anything like that. Now what that means is if the stackable item travels up into the hopper, it will trigger this redstone, but it won't trigger this redstone, which means we'll get the output through this side. But if the non-stackable item goes up, it will trigger all of this redstone, which will cause this piston here to extend, and we'll get an output through this side of the circuit. Now one very important thing to do is you need to set this repeater to 2 ticks. Believe it or not, that is pretty much all your redstone circuitry done. All you have to do is place a line of blocks like this, then a comparator and some redstone running into that one, and now we just need to create the hopper clock, which is going to be running this system. Now this is going to be a 6 hopper clock, so you just want to place in a temporary hopper there, then break it, and then run hoppers running into one another just like this. Now as I say, I'm going to be using 6 of them because I would say that makes it easy enough to actually play, but hard enough to be a bit of a challenge. However, if you want to go crazy and reduce the number of hoppers so that there's smaller times between all of the ducks being dispensed, then go ahead. Just, I will warn you, it is going to be quite challenging. Final finishing touches now. The first thing we need to do is place a lever on top of this block right here, which will be powering that hopper. We need to flick that on, then place the item inside the hopper, and that will lock that item inside there until we turn off the lever, and that will actually switch on the system. Then the next thing we have to do is place hoppers out the back of both of these dispensers right here, and fill in all of our dispensers and the hopper behind them with minecarts. So I'm just going to grab all of these, chuck all of those in, then we can give this thing a tester. So here goes. I've got my bow and I've got my arrows. Now we just need to flick this lever right here, and we should begin to see ducks are being dispensed, and straight away, you are seeing how bad I am at this game. That was a good one though. I managed to get a second one as well. Yeah, that's good. I am playing this quite nicely. Now, as you've probably guessed, we have got 9 plus 5, which means that we've got 28 minecarts in total. So the maximum number of points that you can get from this one is 28, and by the look of things, I'm not going to be getting that. I mean, as you can see, I'm pretty terrible. Even the ones at the front, I seem to struggle with, but the ones out the back, I just don't seem to be able to do. I'm really awful at this. By the sounds of things, the game has now run out of minecarts, so we can switch that thing off, and we can take a look at our score in this chest right here. Now, from that, I managed to get 9 plus 5, so I managed to get 14, which is exactly half the number of points I could possibly get. So I'm quickly going to put myself into game mode number 1. We're going to pick up all of these minecarts right here, and then we're going to take a look in all of the chests. So what you have to do once you finish the game is you have to head around the back and look in these chests right here, and these are all of the missed minecarts as well. Pick up all of those and then place them inside the hoppers and inside the dispensers. That will reset everything so you can play it once again. So we have it, guys. That is how to build a duck shoot minigame in Minecraft. As you can see, it's actually incredibly simple using very little redstone. Now, of course, it does have a small reset mechanism, and it doesn't have like a working redstone point score system that shows on redstone lamps. But to be honest with you, this way of doing things is just as elegant. It's very simple to check your score. All you have to do is a tiny bit of adding. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.